There's a big misconception that's going on with the fitness industry. And one of the big ones is mainly in people that are trying to, most of us pretty much, that are trying to become more valuable or sort of present themselves and be more attractive, whether it would be to opportunities, to women, to business, to, all of those outcomes that we all like, social status, etc. The misconception is to think that um, the value is proportionate to the work in that area. What I'm trying to say is that I've been working out for more than 10 years now, right? And most of that time I was going every day. Most of that time I'd be there 7 days out of 7. The only days off were mainly days that I like had to, or I had to slow down because of a pain, or you know, uh, just trying to find something that works on the long run. I started to realize that I had to be more clear about what is it that I was looking for, because we are so used to just sort of that system where the more I put into it, the more I get back. But that's where it's super important to be clear about our purpose in the gym, for example, to use the gym as an example, because it's just like being critical of ourselves. It's just like, you know, facing resistance like that, like self-inflicted resistance from the outside, is not supposed to be something which you live with on a constant level. It's supposed to be at a small spurge, and it will allow you to be able to um, endure pretty much, or go through that level of resistance. But it's not supposed to be a long-term thing. But it's necessary to be clear about our purpose. If we're trying to get stronger mentally, it's no point to pushing ourselves until we get to the point of self-defeating ourselves. Um, you know, there were times in my life, for example, where I would go to the gym for 2 hours, 3 hours, one time like 4 or 5, depending on, you could do cardio, you could do this, that, the other. You can stay a long time, but then it would like be for what? And it's almost like we're working on that system where it is proportionate, but it's not. And what I've come to find out over all this time is, now that I changed a bit my approach when I was more clear about what is it that I wanted. And what I would suggest is just to write down those goals. Am I just trying to be more attractive here? Am I just am I trying to get stronger mentally? So am I looking for endurance? Am I doing bodybuilding? Am I am I just trying to bulk? Am I just going to gain some weight so that I look better in a t-shirt? Do I care about abs? How about legs? How much do I care about legs? How much bigger do I want those to be? Um, those type of questions that we could just write down. Because if we're looking for endurance, it would make sense to work out with such a high long range and to pick weights differently. And but if we're just trying to be more attractive, it's completely, or just bigger, for example, it's completely pointless to be there 7 days a week. Or even in the case where we go 7 days a week, to go there and do 3 sets of 20 to 25 reps, or do a set of 50 and a superset, and like 4 or 5 sets of an exercise, it doesn't seem like it's the right thing. And I think it comes more from a place of not knowing better and thinking what works. There's also the option, I think, that sometimes we, at some point during our workout, forget the actual purpose why we're here, and we just get carried away in the motion. But you gotta realize the amount of time and the potential wrong direction that we're taking. And at that point, the gym becomes more of a sort of drug, like an escape way from our problems, rather than actually solving the problem we're here for. If you're trying to be more confident, but you go into the gym and go until a point of failure, and you have a negative self-talk, and all you do is feel numb on the way out, and you sort of beat yourself down where you don't even feel anything anymore. You don't feel good, you don't feel bad. What was the point, really? If the gym is supposed to be, this working out, this training is supposed to make you feel better, shouldn't you walk out feeling better, like more accomplished? Because normally that resistance that you face, you must have overcame it. So why would you walk out of there feeling defeated, or you know? And so there are certain resources you can go to. There's Jordan Peters, Mike Menzer. Those are two huge ones that I know of, and I'm still learning myself too about these different things. But I would suggest to check those out. For example, if your goals are hypertrophy and strength, for example, because their approaches are much more aligned with somebody who, you know, who is serious about the outcomes he wants and doesn't want to waste time, right? Who's not looking for endurance really, but more bodybuilding and strength. The second point is that the gym is one angle, but in actuality, we're trying to be whole as people. The time that I was spending at the gym was like pretty much all the time I had for activities other than work. And then I came to realize, well, what about my social skills? What about, my soft skills, like soft skills? How about I don't do any of the other things that I enjoy, the things that bring me closer to myself, help me, get a better sense of charisma, confidence, blah, blah, blah. And all of those different ways, I'm neglecting them, but I'm prioritizing this. I think a lot of that has to do with media, or sort of the instant gratification of the external validation we get out of working out because it became so popular. But those 2 points, right? The one of working out doesn't have to be until the point of self-defeating. And working out isn't supposed to be towards just escaping reality. And it's also more like 4 things. The gym is not a thing where the more you put into it, the more you get out. As far as like value as a person, or like not person, but you know what I mean, value comes. And then the last thing is that it doesn't leave space for other things. It doesn't leave space for other hobbies and other skills that are just as important. Even if you were huge, big, and all that, but you're still awkward and unconfident, those things don't really correlate. Being big and confident, it doesn't actually work that way. And yeah, I hope the video was structured enough. I just wanted to share pretty much what I've learned about my approach towards working out, and so that maybe you can check those different approaches and learn from my experiences. Thank you for watching.